Sound the recruiting cannons. Wisconsin goes boom. Another big get for Luke Fickell, Mike Tressell. Let's talk about it on a quick edition of Locked On Badgers. Let's go.
You are Locked On Badgers, your daily podcast on the Wisconsin Badgers.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Locked On Badgers. Quick edition here. We got to sound the recruiting cannons. We do it whenever a big commit hits, whenever a commit hits, whenever a transfer hits. Let's go.
Fire the recruiting cannons. Another one is headed to Madison on Wisconsin.
So this just pops. Luke Fickell has another commitment coming into the fold. Kahmir Prescott, 6'1", 190 pounds, high 3-star player out of Pennsylvania. A couple really quick things with this one that I think are interesting and that I kind of want to talk about. And Cannon L, I see you, my friend. Yes, another one, baby. Let's go. So the first one is high 3-star player. The offer list on Prescott's really good, right? You're talking Texas A&M, Nebraska was really in on him. Penn State has been interested, and a bunch of others, Michigan State, Colorado. So it's a legit offer list from a power area, high 3-star player. The measurables tick the boxes, right? You're talking a 6'1", 190, 200-pound player, athlete. The first thing that sticks out to me with Prescott when you watch him on film is the versatility, right? He is everywhere on film. And this is a player, a lot of people in the Discord, our Discord, have really liked Prescott. They weren't that bummed losing Coy Perch to Minnesota because they really like Prescott. They like this prospect a lot. So this is a big get. And again, we talk about the versatility of Prescott. So watching on film, defensively, he's everywhere, right? They use him as a slot corner. They use him as a boundary corner. They use him in the box. They blitz him off the edge. He's playing a safety role, a corner role. And one of the things we've heard and we've seen from Tressell and Fickell and even Longo is they value versatility, right? They will find ways to use the best athletes. They'll find ways to get the players with the right measurables on the field in places that make sense. And Prescott feels like another in the mold of that type of player, right? You're looking at the Amari Snowdens, you're looking at the Braden Moores, you're looking at the bigger, more athletic. And even listen, let's give Paul Christ and that staff some credit too. The Hunter Wohlers and the Austin Browns. It's that kind of prototype that they're really looking for. The Kamoy Latus. And so Chris and the staff kind of got it going. And then Fickell and his staff, Tressell, have kept it going, right? With, again, the Braden Moores, Kahmir Prescott feels like another in that line of bigger, more athletic, more versatile defensive backs, which Wisconsin needs. You need those players to compete with Ohio State and some of the bigger Big Ten offenses that are out there, the offenses with more weapons on the edge. Prescott feels like that type of player that you can move around. Loved his physicality near the line of scrimmage. When you watch the film, you see a player who is definitely not afraid to go up there, mix it up, will set the edge. A really good tackler, but again, someone who's covering out of the slot and can return and run with receivers, can locate the ball, someone who's covering on the boundary and can go up being a 6'1" player, make plays on the ball. So it's a big get. Wes, I see you, buddy. Robert Sorensen says, let's go, like the height, weight, good get for the staff. Yeah, it's a lot of height, weight stuff on the defensive backfield with this staff. Like even the prospects that we aren't getting, right? Some of the players that we're on, you look at their offers to cornerbacks in the transfer portal, they're all 6'1", 6 foot, 6'2", right? They have a type. Luke Fickell has a type, and that type, Mike Tressell has a type, and that type is Kahmir Prescott. So I think it's a good get. Again, keep in mind, very high 3-star, 247, has him at an 87 composite. So that's the type of player, that can, with a good season, bump up into that fringe 4-star status. And those, again, are the type of players Wisconsin needs to target on the back end. Excuse me. John Berger says, going to comment in a minute, sir. I couldn't make it to launch. I haven't missed an episode in almost a year. What's up, John? Thank you, my friend. Yeah, we missed you at the launch, but listen, that probably isn't going to be the last live event we do, so we'd love to see it another one. Cannon L says, off topic, but do you think Greg Gard brings in another transfer? Do you think he's sitting with what he has? He definitely wants to bring in another. So I know that for a fact. What he's going to do there is going to be interesting to track. So definitely something. We'll do a whole show on it. I had someone else ask if we could do kind of a basketball transfer portal show, where we're at, who we might be targeting. I think that'd be a fun one. So we'll get into that as well. But again, going back to Prescott here, everybody right now. So we're coming out of April, right? We're going into May. everybody that the staff is targeting now, and everybody that they're offering, and everybody that they're taking commitments from, these are all Plan A targets for this staff. That's important to remember. Regardless of how high you are in a particular player, what the offer list looks like, what the rating list looks like, and again, for Kahmir, all those boxes are checked, right? You're talking Texas A&M offers, Penn State. This is a really good offer list and a good rating. But this is also somebody that Fickell, Tressell, and this staff, a staff that has a history of defensive back development, targeted, wanted, prioritized, and they've landed it. You got to feel good about that if you're a Badger fan. You have to feel good about that. So I like the film. We're going to dive into it more. I'm sure we'll get John Garcia to jump in on it. But I just had a few minutes and I just saw it pop, so I wanted to talk about it. I'm excited about this one. I think this is a very good pickup. Greg Linscomb, friend of the show, says, time to go toe-to-toe with OSU receivers. You win some, you lose some. Great to rack up a win. Yes, sir. It's great to rack up a win. And it's always going to be difficult to go toe-to-toe with Ohio State receivers, but you know what you do to get to that point? You stack depth. You stack talent. You continue to stock the defensive backfield, the secondary. And that's what this staff has done. You look at all the cornerbacks and defensive backs they brought in last class, right? And then you're already bringing in you have Prescott here, and you're targeting another cornerback in the transfer portal. So I have no doubt that they're going to continue to stock the secondary because that's kind of where their defensive wheelhouse is. And it's also a spot where we've talked about this before with John Garcia. Certain staffs, you give a benefit of the doubt. Iowa offensive linemen and tight ends, you get that benefit of the doubt. Right, Ohio State receivers, when they're after somebody, you get that benefit of the doubt because Brian Hartline is incredible. This is one where Luke Fickell, Tressell, for defensive backs, especially bigger athletes back there, you kind of give them the benefit of the doubt based on some of what they've done. Derek says, I don't get caught up on stars and offers with Fickell. The man is a guru at developing. Absolutely. He has a track record for it. Now, you still have to elevate the recruiting, right? It's always a balancing act. You need to have some big-time recruiting wins. A lot of time, those big-time recruiting wins have stars and they have offers, but he's also a developmental coach. And at this point in the cycle, these are Plan A targets. So you do have to give the benefit of the doubt there, I think. That's just where I'm at. But I'm never going to tell anybody else how to fan. John Berger says, let's do Buffalo. I hope they line up 5 receivers, no running backs first game. Yeah, I don't know when we'll do our next meetup. We got to talk about it. We got to figure it out. We definitely want to do one more this year. I think we might try to loop Dylan Graff and Badger Notes into that and get as many of you there. I'm super excited to try to plan another one because we had an incredible time. Let's see. Chad Coyer says, getting their targets makes you feel good about the ones we missed. So I wanted to touch on that, Chad. That's a great point because no staff, no matter how high we are in Luke Fickell or anybody else, no staff is ever going to bat 1,000 in recruiting. And that doesn't mean we don't get upset when a player we like or a player we think we should land leaves. It's fair to have those discussions as well, but you're always going to miss some, right? Recruiting is always going to be a battle of makes and misses, of hits and losses. And as long as they continue to stockpile talent, it makes the misses like Kuiper going to Minnesota. It makes those guys a little less impactful. Louis S. says, what's up, everybody? Great pickup today on Wisconsin. On Wisconsin, Louis. Let's go. CJ Abbott says, heck yeah, let's go. Fire those cannons. Let's go, CJ. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. I have another show coming up today. We're going to talk about spring football, stock up, stock down on positions. Which positions are we stock up on coming out of spring? Which positions are we stock down on? I think it's a really interesting discussion. We're going to talk about that later today, and we'll dive more into Prescott. But I wanted to get something out there. Talk about a big get because I was excited about this one. I know a lot of other Badger fans are. Cannon L says, Luke's recruits seem to be based on potential, size, speed stuff. Yeah, so we talked about that on a different show. I forget which one, but Fickell and this staff certainly goes after upside, it seems like, in the recruiting portal, believing that they have the strength and conditioning development staff in place to develop those players. History tells you that's not a bad bet with this staff and with Brady Collins. T1027 says all these recruits are setting us to smack. All these recruits are setting us up to smack Minnesota and PJ Fleck next year. Guys at Yahoo, yeah, that boat's sinking 100%. John asked, "What time is your next live show?" Honestly, I don't know, but I'll try to do a better job of tweeting out when I do live shows. And Chad says Garcia going to be in the late show. Not today, but I do want to do another live show with John Garcia Jr. So I know we had fun with that. I'll let you guys know that we can jump in and ask the man himself recruiting questions, and it's a really good time because he's very insightful. So anyway, on Wisconsin, Ja, I see you as well. This is really exciting to watch this program go and evolve. Agreed. Greg says, thanks, Ryan, for all the updates. Greg, thanks for jumping on the show, my friend. And we'll end on this one. Robert Sorensen, sink the boat. Yes, sir. Let's go. Thanks for tuning in. Just a quick show. We're going to do a bigger recap of this, plus another show on spring position, stock up, stock down coming up. But wanted to get this out on Wisconsin. Fire those recruiting cannons. Let's go.